I never thought a lie could save my life. My name is Marcus Chen, and I'm a billionaire who pretended to be broke to escape my toxic world. What happened next? A woman I barely knew showed me what real wealth looks like, and I broke down crying in front of her. This is that story. Look, I know what you're thinking. Billionaire problems? Really? But hear me out, because this isn't some sob story about losing a yacht or whatever. This is about losing yourself. 2 months ago, I was Marcus Chen, CEO of Chen Technologies, worth about $3.2 billion. Sounds amazing, right? Wrong. Every single person in my life wanted something. My so-called friends, they needed investments. My family? Constant handouts. Women I dated? Let's just say they were more interested in my black card than my personality. I was drowning in this world of fake smiles and calculated conversations. Everyone had an angle. No one just cared about me, the actual person. So I did something crazy. I decided to disappear. I transferred control of my company to my COO for medical leave, withdrew $10,000 in cash, and bought a bus ticket to Portland, Oregon, a city where nobody knew my face. I left behind the penthouse, the cars, everything. I bought clothes from Walmart, checked into a cheap motel in Southeast Portland, and started applying for regular jobs. Yeah, I know, totally nuts. But for the first time in years, I could breathe. Nobody was asking me for money. Nobody was pitching me startups over coffee. I was just Marcus, some guy looking for work. That's when I met Emma Rodriguez. I'd been in Portland for 3 days when I walked into this small community center on Hawthorne Street. They had a help wanted sign for a part-time maintenance assistant. The pay was $15 an hour. I used to make that in about 2 seconds, but I didn't care. Emma ran the center. She was probably in her 30s, wearing jeans and a faded nonprofit t-shirt, hair pulled back in a messy ponytail. She looked exhausted, but had this warm smile that actually reached her eyes. "You're here for the job?" she asked, looking up from a stack of grant applications. "Yeah, I'm Marcus. I'm between opportunities right now." She laughed, not at me, just this genuine, tired laugh. Aren't we all? Well, Marcus, can you fix a leaky faucet and not steal from the supply closet? I think I can manage that. You're hired. We can't pay much, but we feed our volunteers lunch. Hope you like lasagna, because that's all I know how to make for 40 people. I started the next day, and that's when everything changed. The community center was incredible. Emma had built this place with basically nothing. It served hot meals to homeless folks, offered after-school programs for kids, and ran job training workshops. She did it all herself, with maybe 3 volunteers, and she worked herself to death doing it. I'd show up at 8 a.m., and Emma would already be there, looking like she'd slept in her office, because she had. She'd be on the phone arguing with suppliers, then teaching kids math, then fixing a broken heater with duct tape and prayer. "Why don't you hire more help?" I asked one day while we were repainting the kids' area. She laughed. "With what money? We run on donations, Marcus. Last month we barely made rent. I can't pay myself most weeks, let alone hire staff." My heart stopped. This woman was running a place that fed 60 people a day, and she couldn't pay herself? "There's gotta be grants or something," I said. Applied to 37 this year, got rejected from all of them. Apparently, we're too small to scale, but too ambitious for our budget. She said it without bitterness, just stating facts. It's fine. We make it work. But it wasn't fine. I watched her skip meals to make sure the kids ate. I saw her choose between buying art supplies for the after-school program or fixing the broken furnace. She always chose the kids. One night, about 3 weeks in, I was leaving around 8 p.m. when I found Emma crying in her office, like full-on sobbing, her head on her desk. "Emma, what's wrong?" She looked up, tears streaming down her face, and tried to laugh it off. "Sorry, I'm fine, just the building owner raised our rent, effective next month. We can't afford it, Marcus. After 3 years of keeping this place running, I'm going to have to close." My chest tightened. "How much do you need?"
$30,000 to cover the increase for the year, plus another 20 to fix everything that's breaking. 50 grand total. I might as well need 50 million. She wiped her eyes. I'm sorry, you don't need to hear this. You've got your own problems. Here's the thing. I could have written that check in my sleep. 50,000 was literally nothing to me. I'd spent more on a watch I wore twice. But I couldn't just reveal who I was and fix it. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to understand why someone would sacrifice everything for strangers when everyone in my world wouldn't sacrifice a dime. What if we could fundraise? I suggested. She shook her head. We've tried. Nobody cares about a small community center. We're not trendy enough for the rich donors. I went back to my crappy motel room that night and couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Emma's face, how she cried for other people's problems, not her own. How she'd given me a job when I was supposedly broke, no questions asked. The next morning, I made a decision. I called my assistant back in San Francisco. Marcus, thank God we've been worried sick. I need you to do something. Anonymously set up a matching grant fund for a nonprofit in Portland. Whatever they raise, we match triple. Don't use my name. Use a shell foundation. How much are we talking? Whatever it takes. I helped Emma launch a crowdfunding campaign. We made videos, reached out to local businesses, posted on social media. She worked 20-hour days on top of her regular impossible schedule.
And you know what? People responded. Small donations, $20, $50, from people who barely had anything themselves. In 2 weeks, we'd raised $18,000. Emma cried again when she saw the total, happy tears this time. We're going to make it, Marcus. With the matching grant, this covers everything. I smiled, but inside, I was freaking out because I realized something terrifying. I'd fallen completely in love with her. Not because she was beautiful, though she was. Not because she was smart, though she definitely was. But because Emma Rodriguez was the first person in a decade who saw me as just Marcus, a guy who fixed leaky faucets and ate her terrible lasagna and listened to her dreams. She had no idea who I really was, and I had to tell her. The day we saved the center, Emma threw a celebration. Nothing fancy, just pizza and cheap champagne for the volunteers and the families we served. She was glowing, happier than I'd ever seen her. Speech, speech, the kids chanted. Emma laughed, standing on a chair. Okay. I just want to say we did this together. Every single person here, you're the reason this place exists. Especially Marcus, our maintenance guy who became our fundraising guru. Everyone clapped. My heart was pounding. Emma, can we talk privately? I asked. We stepped outside into the Portland rain. She looked at me, smiling. Confused. What's up? You okay? I took a deep breath. I need to tell you something, and you're going to hate me. My name is Marcus Chen. I'm the CEO of Chen Technologies. I'm worth about $3 billion. I came to Portland pretending to be broke because I was running for my life, and I lied to you. Her smile disappeared. What? The matching grant? That was me. I could have written a check for this entire building on day one, but I didn't because I wanted, to feel normal, to be around people who didn't want something from me. My voice cracked. But Emma, these past 2 months with you have been the realest thing in my entire life. She stared at me, rain soaking her hair, her face unreadable. You're serious? Yes. Then she said something that broke me. Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Because everyone wants my money. Everyone. And you just wanted help fixing a faucet. You saw me as a person. She stepped closer, and I thought she might slap me. Instead, she hugged me. Just held me while I stood there, frozen. You idiot. I don't care about your money. I care that you showed up every day and actually gave a damn. And I started crying, right there in the rain. I broke down like I hadn't in 20 years. That was 4 weeks ago. I'm still in Portland. I moved Chen Technologies headquarters here. Crazy, I know.
And I'm using my resources to help Emma expand the center. But here's the thing, I'm not just writing checks. I'm there every Tuesday and Thursday, still fixing faucets, still eating terrible lasagna. Emma and I are taking things slow, figuring out what we mean to each other. But for the first time in my life, I'm with someone who knew me at my, quote, lowest and didn't run away. She taught me that real wealth isn't in your bank account. It's in the people who see you, actually see you, when you have nothing to offer but yourself. Pretty insane, right? If this story hit you, smash that like button and drop a comment telling me, would you have forgiven Marcus? Subscribe for more crazy real-life stories because trust me, we're just getting started. See you in the next one.